Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Sigvald here and welcome back to another video. It's time for your yearly updates in terms of legendary characters. Usually I have multiple videos about this where I talk about the order in which you should unlock the characters, the legendary characters, where to find their gears, and from what chest or what place to unlock them best. Now, in this video, I'm going to try to squeeze everything together because there's honestly no need to have multiple videos when I can just talk about everything that you need to know about legendary characters in one video pretty much, except for the ranking from 1 to 10 because funny enough, the ranking from 1 to 10 is very different than the order in which you should unlock them because they are going to have different performances at different star ratings, so the top legendary characters might be different videos, but yeah, let's get into it. Also, I will mention at some points where the order no longer matters, because the legendary acquisition order will matter up until some point, but after that point, other legendary characters like Darkseid, the Suicide Squad characters, are not going to be in any particular order because there's absolutely no reason to go out of your way to unlock them. So yeah, let's go. So two more mentions actually before we get into this. I'm not gonna count holiday chests or special event chests because those things are not guaranteed to ever come back, so it's kind of unreliable to tell you that the best way to get that character is from that chest that appeared 2 years ago on the October holiday event. And at the same time, generally speaking, and this is not only about this video, but general in just mobile, do not buy stuff unless it's on sale because it's unlikely to be a good deal. Except for maybe Deathstroke legendary chest because you need to rush that, but we're gonna talk about that in a second. So number 1, Deathstroke. Unlock yourself a Deathstroke as soon as possible and leave him at 3 stars. This man is going to be the best character, arguably the best character in the game, at 3 stars and no gears. If you compare him to any other character in the game at 3 stars, no gears, you're never gonna get any more performance out of him. And honestly, he doesn't need gears, because a thing that you're seeing in this video, and it's gonna be a recurring thing for the first legendary character, is gonna be percentage health. Percentage health is the ability to deal damage to the enemy equal to a percentage of their current health. And once you get past Heroic 1 in soul rates, from that point on, this is going to be Value Town. A 3-star Deathstroke with no gears, but with the North Snow Globe artifact, which is a free artifact that you can get. So he's gonna get percentage health damage from the special 2, percentage health damage from the clones that he summons, and the 3-star Deathstroke with no gears can get all the way up to 1.4 billion damage. So yeah, get yourself a Deathstroke as soon as possible. He's gonna be the best thing that ever happened to your account. And after you unlock him, you don't even have to worry about the gears. They don't affect the damage. You don't have to worry about the star rating. That doesn't affect the damage either. You get him unlocked, you get him at 3 stars, learn how to play him well enough to not die until you get what needs to be done out of the way, and you're gonna have a great time. But worth the mention that if you want to get his gears, they're going to be only in his gear chest, so you might want to wait for that a bit. To be on sale maybe, if you want to get that, but again, they're not mandatory. And as far as unlocking him goes, generally speaking, his legendary chest is going to be the best place to unlock him, unless you get lucky and drop him from a soul rates. But maybe wait for a sale on that one. Or if you have a lot of gems saved up and you see the chest pop up in the store, the legendary Deathstroke chest, maybe give it a try because this man is going to be a huge boost to your account. Number 2, in terms of unlockment order, is going to be Raven, because Raven's got a very good passive that's going to buff your characters by a ton. If you have League of Anarchy, you're going to get amazing results. If you don't have League of Anarchy at this point, you're still going to get amazing results by pairing her up with Kimflan Sakoman, or anything you want to pair up. This is just a huge damage increase that you're getting from here. And while she doesn't have to have gears, it's generally speaking safer to have gears on her, because she's got something that will heal her whenever she gets too low on health, and that will reset your darkness. And you don't want this to happen, you want this active and not reset. So maybe eventually go for gears. They're gonna drop only from her gear chest, sadly, so you'll have to buy that. Though a few gears should be enough, like 2 to 3 is fine to get her to a point where she doesn't die. As far as star rating goes, she scales all the way up to 6 stars, sadly. Or thankfully, because she's gonna get stronger, but a 3-star Raven will do fine for now. Unlock her at 3 stars and then move on to next characters on this list. And as far as it goes with the unlockment of Raven. You have kind of two options. Option number one, her legendary chest, maybe wait for a sale on that one. And option number two, she shares the chest with Batman Ninja Catwoman, which is a bit less optimal in terms of unlocking her than the Claws of Darkness chest. I think, yeah, that's the chest with Catwoman, the Claws of Darkness, and that's a bit less optimal than her legendary chest. But if you also need Batman Ninja Catwoman, that's not too bad of a chest. So it's up to you in that regard. Also, you can drop her from her soul rate, though yet again, you're kind of relying on luck there. So yeah, I wish you luck in that regard. Coming in at number 3, we have Zatanna, and I'm not gonna count the bug that's going on currently, because if we count the bug, you should get her before Raven, but currently there's a bug that makes her so much more broken, but it'll most likely get fixed with the next patch, so we're not counting that. We're gonna pretend that's not existing, but if you want to take advantage of it, and if you already own Zatanna, and somehow you got to this video, the thing is you just put her in the first team position. If you put her in other team positions, she simply won't do percentage hull damage, but if you put her in the first team position, this passive, the 30% health, will apply to every single character in your team as long as the enemy is burning. But yeah, back to this video specifically. Zatanna's gonna do two things, kind of the combination of the two things that we talked about previously. Percentage health, that Deathstroke does, and increase in damage that Raven does. She is though gonna be worse at both of them than both of the characters, but she's gonna do both of them. She's going to deal percentage health damage and gonna give percentage health damage to the Justice League Dark teammates, which we only have one so far, but this is very good and very reliable. And also she's gonna give you a huge damage buff, which is also going to be something very good that you should be looking forward to. So yeah, very good character overall, can buff League of Anarchy, can do percentage health against high health bosses. I like her very much. Get her. And the best way to get her and the best place to get her is going to be from yet again her legendary chest, but there's some mixing you should do with legendary characters. For example, Zatanna is going to have a chest that she shares with Arkham Knight Batman, where you're going to get slightly worse odds of getting Zatanna specifically, but huge odds of getting Arkham Knight Batman. I think it's called the Just Friends chest. So if you also want Arkham Knight Batman, then you should open that chest and try to unlock both of them at the same time. If you already have Arkham Knight Batman and you only want Zatanna, then you should go for her legendary chest. Now, as far as scaling, you're gonna get most of what she does at a low star rating, because the thing that's going to fluctuate is going to be the chance to apply those specific things and how fast and how optimal you're going to apply and do everything you want to do. At higher star rating, you're just going to do them faster, more efficiently, but the peak performance is going to be the same. So 3 stars is fine. At 4 stars, you're going to notice a big difference in terms of how smooth things go, but 3 stars is fine. She doesn't really need gears, though you should be careful that she doesn't die, but honestly, she really doesn't need gears. Everything that I mentioned and every reason that you should get her does not require gears. But if you want to get her gears, sadly, only from her gear chest. Also, she can drop from her soul rate, by the way, so wish you luck with that. Coming in at number 4, in terms of unlockment order, we're going to have Batman Who Laughs. He's number 4 mainly because he shares a chest with Arkham Knight Batman, which you should also want to unlock. Yet again, you should mix and match when there's dual legendary character chests. At number 5, we're going to have Black Adam. And honestly, if there was not that chest thing where this man shared the chest with Arkham Knight Batman, you pretty much get the same benefit out of both of them. None of them do anything except for percentage hull damage, and that's good. But that's about it in terms of what you're going to get. You're going to get it from here, this passive, and you're going to need to activate his final form to do this. You do it by basic hits. It's gonna be a pretty self-explanatory character. Now, he's also a member of the Dark Metal team, but I don't really feel like he's a must-have character in that team. I'm using my Batwoman the Drowned without him in the team, actually. So you will not unlock him for that purpose, only for percentage hull damage. And yeah, in order to unlock him, there's gonna be a chest he shares with Arkham Knight Batman, which you should open if you need both of them. And if you only require him specifically, though yet again you're unlikely to, you should open his legendary chest. But if you also want Arkham Knight Batman, and you should want Arkham Knight Batman as well, go for the chest that he shares with Batman Who Laughs. I don't know exactly the reason, the name of it, but you're just gonna see both of the characters on the chest. Gears, you really don't need gears for this man. because he simply doesn't do that much damage, and the only other reason why you need gears is for survival purposes. But with enough care and good enough gameplay, you're not gonna die. Though again, if you're dying, maybe go for 1 or 2 gears, get some defense stats on them. But I don't really think you need gears for him. And as far as star rating goes, he's gonna scale a bit with the star rating, but you're gonna be fine at 3 stars for long ass time, so don't worry about it. Also, it drops from his soul rate, but yeah, that's yet again good luck with that. Black Adam is a member of the Flawed Justice team, which currently has only 2 members, so his positioning in the unlockment order in this list might go up 1 or 2 positions depending on the 3rd member of the team, but currently he doesn't really do much except for percentage health damage yet again. And I don't even know exactly which passive does that specifically. Oh, it's going to be this one. So this is going to do percentage health damage against the enemy for a short period of time on swipes when you tag in, and it's going to be one of the fastest things to get out of the way, because how you use percentage health characters usually is you put them in a team that only needs 2 members to kind of function, and then you go ahead and put this man as a 3rd character, you get his percentage health done, and move on to dealing damage with the rest of the team. And he's gonna be very, very fast at it, but yet again, that's everything he does, literally everything he does, and for this many percentage health is actually going to scale with the star rating. It's not gonna scale terribly, because like at max star rating, I think you have 40%, so you're not missing out on too much. But yeah, you should unlock him at this point in the order. Currently, the best chest to unlock him is going to be his legendary chest, so we might get some chests in the future that have better odds for him because he's quite a new character, but for now his legendary chest alone and the chance in soul rates to drop him, and good luck with that. And because currently he sucks ass as a damage dealer, you really don't need gears for him. Just make sure he doesn't die and you're gonna be fine. He really doesn't need gears, and gears don't really affect his damage yield that much. But if you want gears, only his gear chest, sadly. I think I forgot to mention for Batman collapse or stuff like that, the gears. If I don't mention the gears, they're gonna be only in the legendary gear chest, and there's gonna be no other way to get them, sadly. But yeah, let's move on. I promise, this is the last percentage health damage character we're going to talk on this list about. So you have Robin King, the newest release character, which I personally don't really like that much. But this man is going to have some percentage hull damage on the 3rd special, which you're going to be able to take some benefit from. And is going to also buff up the Dark Melting, specifically Batman the Drowned, by a bit. Though this buff is kind of weird, because I've seen points where it literally doesn't work and literally doesn't do anything. Which kind of sucks, obviously. But yeah, I'm not really gonna keep this in mind too much, because this is unreliable, this is not the best way to buff Batman the Drowned, and this might not straight up work. But yeah, percentage hull damage, though this might be the most inefficient percentage hull damage in the game to actually do, because you need to have debuffs applied by other Dark Metal teammates, and it is very easy to do if you have Batman the Drowned in the team, because she applies the debuff with their basic hits, but at the same time you don't really want him in the team with her. So it's kind of weird with this one. But yeah, eventually unlock him at 3 stars, and yeah, that's about it for Robin King. I don't like him too much. The best way to unlock him is going to be from his legendary chest. So yet again, he's a fairly recent character, so there might come better ways in the future to unlock him, and his gears are only gonna drop from his gear chest. Also, you can drop from the soul rate if you get lucky. But yeah, let's move on. Arkham Knight Batman is going to be a bit of a specific unlock. This man used to be used with Harley League of Anarchy to stop stuns, but he's no longer used for that purpose. He himself doesn't do much, he's very tanky, he's very good in arena, but now there's a passive that's very useful, which is the Wayne Tech. The Wayne Tech is going to increase the hazard damage of and hazard dot damage of your teammates by 100%. Previously, there was only bad abilities this could buff, like Atlanta Armor Aquaman Special 2 and stuff like that. But now that we have Batman the Drowned, he's going to be extremely good at buffing her. So you want to eventually get him and lock him at 3 stars, and he's going to do fine at 3 stars. His passive skills all the way to 5 stars, but don't worry about it too much. So yet again, we're getting to kind of the bottom of the list. So this man is going to be something that you're going to rather unlock trying to get some other stuff, because that's, as I said, Batman Who Laughs shares the chest with him. Zatanna shares a chest with him. So those are going to be the two chests that you're going to be looking forward to unlocking him. And those are going to be actually the absolute best chests for him to get him from. Do not touch his legendary chest, because his legendary chest is going to have terrible odds of unlocking him. I don't know why it's the only legendary chest in the game that has lower odds than all the other ones. Don't touch that. Try to get him along Zatanna or along Batman Who Laughs. His gears are thankfully in the achievements, actually, so you're going to be able to get them from there easily. But yeah, let's move on. Next up we have Grodd. I put Grodd here, and then I'm gonna mention Brainiac a little bit in the bottom of the list, because I don't really want to influence you guys going out of your way to get them. Because both Grodd and Brainiac that we're going to talk about are characters that do have their challenges, their versus challenges, which means you're going to be able to farm shards for them for free, which means you should not be spending gems on stuff that you can get for free. Now it's going to be a lengthy process, and I think for Grodd you are going to require League of Arc characters. So if you want to speed up the process of getting Grodd, you can get him from the World Domination chest, I think it's called. It's going to be a chest that has an 8% chance to give you 200 shards for this man. The only reason you want this man as free-to-play at the very least, as pay-to-win you can eventually use him as a damage dealer, but for the free-to-play side of things, you're going to want him for the buffing of the Batman Ninja team, because he's going to give them huge power generation, he's going to give debuffs to the enemy, and a bit of a damage boost, and yeah, that's about it. The Batman Ninja team can work without him, but it's far more optimal to actually own this man. So yet again, don't go out of your way to get him early. Try to farm his challenge, and if you want to eventually unlock him faster, you can go with the World Domination chest. You're going to be able to get him pretty fast from there. Also, his gears are going to drop only from the gear chest, they do not drop from the challenge sadly, but at the same time you don't really need the gears for him, unless you're going to be using him in the future as a damage dealer. In that case, go for the gear chest or buy them with real money, but he's only going to be here for supporting purposes. Next up is going to be Brainiac. This man is very strong for the pay-to-win side of things and decent for the free-to-play side of things, because he's going to buff other legendary characters. The thing is, you kind of need another legendary damage dealer to really make use of this man, and this man's got the challenge. That's going to be easy enough to do, and it's going to, I think, require Batman Ninja team characters, which you're gonna get from arena seasons. But yeah, you can farm this man from the challenge, and if you want to unlock him faster, you should gem refresh the challenge, because it's gonna be very cheap. Grodd challenge is gonna cost a lot of gems to refresh, while this man's challenge is gonna be on the cheap side of things. So you can refresh that a couple of times if you want to unlock him faster. The gears thankfully drop from there. The star rating that you need him at is kind of 6 stars, because his passives upgrade all the way to level 6, but at the same time you're not in a huge rush to get that, so yeah. Just farm Brainiac, do not open chests for this man. So Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze is going to increase his damage with a special one, and is going to be able to get a lot of damage from this, paired up with the Puppet of Zatanna. So he's going to be a good damage dealer. But we're all the way to the bottom of the list, and why is that? Well, because Mr. Freeze and Manta that I'm going to talk about are going to be very strong legendary characters that require a lot of investment. So it's not optimal in terms of the order of unlockment, because for example, you would need to get a Mr. Freeze to the point where he's at peak performance, which is where you want to get him. The equivalent of resources you would need to unlock like the first 4 characters on this list, and those 4 characters together are going to bring you far more benefit than Mr. Freeze does. Mr. Freeze and Manta, as we're going to talk about, are very, very strong characters, but they need high star ratings because their damage passive scale with that. They need their gears, so it's going to be very, very unoptimal to get them working. So leave them to last, because you're going to waste a lot of resources on maxing them out and getting them to the point where they are really strong. Oh, by the way, the best chest to unlock him, there's a chest that he shares with Suicide Squad Harley that I think has a decent chance to get him. And you're going to maybe get him from there, maybe get him from his legendary chest when that's on sale, maybe drop him from soul raids. He does need gears. He needs all the gears, because he's going to, not really, or I think you're going to get decent stats with like 3 gears, but he needs gears to work. And that's another downside, because they're going to be in a legendary gear chest that you're going to have to purchase. Next up on the unlockment order is Manta, and everything I said about Mr. Freeze is equivalent to Manta. Very good character, very strong character, is going to waste a ton of resources to get him to the point where he actually does work. And he needs all the gears, is gonna be from a legendary chest. I think the legendary Manta chest is to this day kind of the most efficient way to unlock him. Try to wait to see that on sale. You need to get his gears from his gear chests. And the reason why Mr. Freeze is actually higher is because Manta is also kind of harder to use. Mr. Freeze is going to be far more easy to use if you're using him with North Snow Globe. So yeah, eventually get Manta, but until that point, just don't worry about it. It's going to waste a lot of resources. Now from this point on, the unlockment order does not matter because all the characters that I'm going to present from now on, you're going to be fine not ever unlocking as far as your performance goes. So Collector vs Superman, this man is going to be extremely strong in Arena 9 Champions Arena. So he's going to be kind of an honorable mention where we go to the list where it doesn't matter because this man is going to slap in Arena 9 Champions Arena and can be used as a budget damage dealer with Brainiac until you get yourself a Mr. Freeze or Manta. So you can farm his challenge, but do not gem refresh it and do not open chests in order to get more shards for him. But definitely do farm his challenge. He's going to drop from his challenge. That's going to be the most optimal way to unlock him. Don't open chests for him. And his gears also drop from his challenge. So be patient and don't buy his gear chest. Darkseid, yet again, very strong in the Arena and Champions Arena, but useless in raids and soul raids. He's going to drop from... I think he has a duo chest with Martian Manhunter that might have the highest chances to drop him. So yet again, you really should not go out of your way to get him. But he's also dropping from the hero chest, normal hero chest. And while you should not buy that to drop him, if you randomly drop him as a new player, it's going to be great for you at the start because this man slaps in Arena and Champions Arena. Also, his gears are going to be unlocked from the achievements. You might not see that as soon as you unlock him because you need to level him up. As soon as he's level 50, you're going to get the last piece of his gears, so you're going to get that from there. But yet again, don't go out of your way to unlock this man. He's really not worth it. Martian Panther, maybe get him from the chest that he shares with Darkseid if you want both of them. If not, he's legendary chest, but you don't need him. He's going to be a combo builder and a decent combo builder, but kind of inconvenient to use. He's going to need the gears for that, which are also unlocked from a chest, which you should not spend gems on. And it's going to be a better or worse version, depending on who you ask, of Reverse Flash. That's a free character you get from the League store, so you really have no reason to unlock Martian Panther. So if you do, I don't think you need him at a very high star rating, but at this point, I'm not even going to talk about the star rating of the characters, because yet again, it doesn't matter at this point. You're getting those characters for your own entertainment, not because they're good. But yeah, his legendary chest or the chest that he shares with Darkseid, and he needs gears. Wonder Woman, good in Arena and Champions Arena, trash in raids and soul raids, though she's gonna have a challenge and you can farm her from there. She's basically gonna be the same situation as Collector vs Superman, though I do like Collector a bit more than her, and that's why I was recommending him, not her. Do not gem refresh the challenge, do not try to unlock her from a chest, just farm it, you're eventually gonna unlock her, and you're gonna get the gears from there. I'm going to speedrun the last 3 legendary characters that I don't even own, because I don't really have any reason to go out of my way to do so. First of all, just like Superman is going to be a character that you're going to be able to get. By the way, you can see that I have a gear here. Some characters do have a chance to drop gears from league raids. Some of them, not all of them. And it's going to be something very unreliable. Like, I have this account for, I think, 4 to 5 years at this point. It's been through a lot of league raids specifically, and this is what I got in total. I think I also got another gear for Suicide Squad Harley also in that regard. Yeah, 2 gears for Suicide Squad Harley and 1 gear for this man in 4 years, so that's not going to be reliable to farm them from there. But yeah, this man is going to be a damage dealer. He's going to be very good in Arena and Champions Arena. But in raids and soul raids, he's just a worse version of Just League Flash, which is a gold character that you're going to get easily enough. If you do want to get him, I think he shares a chest with Raven, so maybe buy that. His gears are going to be from the gear chest that he has, so yeah. So for the last 2, Harley and Enchantress, they are trash because the thing is, they are going to be good in only in Arena and Champions Arena, and you're going to need to unlock them from a chest. You're going to need to unlock their gears from a chest, and you're going to need to have both of them for them to be good only in Arena and Champions Arena, which I couldn't be bothered to ever do. So yeah, they're absolute trash, don't even try. But if you want to do, I think there's a Suicide Squad chest that has chances to unlock both of them. I think there's a chest that Harley shares with Mr. Freeze that has very high chances to unlock her. And as far as their gears go, there's a chest to unlock gears for the whole Suicide Squad team, so you might want to do that. Maybe they get reworked in the future, but until then, just don't bother. They're absolute garbage. Literally the worst two legendary characters in the game. With all that being said, thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it, ask any questions you want to ask below, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye!